Hi, everyone. This is Peter Krauth. I'm here today with both Ted Butler, who is Senior Analyst at Silver Advisor, and Joaquin Marias, who is President and CEO at Argenta Silver. And so this is kind of an interesting situation. This call was actually supposed to be an update, but we thought, you know what? Why don't we make this a video that we can share with all of our followers? Joaquin is in the middle of his travels. He's heading to the project, if I have that right. And he wanted to give us an update on some really exciting drill results that have just come out today. And Joaquin, we're going to let you get into all of that. But Ted is the one who's following Argenta very closely. And I'll let Ted, bring his questions on to Joaquin.
For sure. No, thank you, Peter. This really is boots on the ground stuff, Joaquin. So really looking forward to getting your thoughts live from the airport. I suppose the first question is the financing. We'll come to the drill results, but let's come to the financing. It's more of a confirmation today of the news that Eduardo Elsztain, one of your strategic investors, has invested 2.5 million and another 15 million in bought deal financing as well. How does that reshape the finances of Argenta, and how fortunate do you feel to have those kind of quality of backers behind Argenta?
Well, first of all, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ted, for taking the time. Just suddenly, as Peter said, you can see people walking behind me. I'm traveling to Argentina. I'm in the middle of the airport. That's why I'm dressing like this with my Argenta Silver hat. So yeah, this is life, and we have been putting a lot of news in this week, and it's only Wednesday, so we are very happy about all what is going on. And yes, the first news that we put out this week are referred to the bought deal that we closed. We closed $15 million Canadian dollars that are coming into the treasury. Eduardo Elsztain, through the Elsztain Group and with one of his companies, he did use of his pro rata right. So he invested $2.5 million, and he keeps his percentage on the capital structure of Argenta. And you asked me a very important question. How do we feel? Well, we feel amazing. We have money to keep running things. We are just to come into the summer in Argentina, which is going to be in between October and April next year. This money is going to allow us to pursue the strategic approach that we have for Argenta Silver. So I have mentioned many times this, but we would be taking a balanced approach in between resource expansion and pure exploration. With this money at our hand, it's great to keep going. We already had around $8 million Canadian dollars in the bank, in the treasury. So we have a beautiful financial shape at this moment. We are doing things great. We post this morning some more news about drilling results. And yeah, I think that it's going to be very interesting.
Fantastic. So you locked and loaded, balance sheet is looking strong. And then right on cue, you've just dropped these, what I believe is the strongest assay in El Quevar's history, including a truly mind-blowing 18,467 grams per ton silver over 1.05 meters. And I've had a look at the drill core from the photos that you included in the news release, and it just looks unbelievably bonanza. You can see the silver veins inside it. Talk us through the process of how you decided to drill that part of the project, and maybe give us an insight into where you're looking to drill next.
Well, so to have an idea of what's going on here, I will talk a little bit about the previous news release. So the previous news release, we were disclosing, the technical news release, we were disclosing 3 drill holes. So as you can see, we are now drilling more on top of the resource or inside the resource. We are drilling confirmation drill holes because we need fresh core to come up to surface to confirm a lot of geological and technicalities that are particular from the resource itself. That's why we need fresh core. But we are also drilling some gaps step outs and also up deep drill holes. What we are posting today, it's this amazing all-time record-breaking result at El Quevar of 18,467 grams per ton of silver. We have drilled that drill hole in a gap of 60 meters. So there are two drill holes that are separated by 60 meters, and we just drill in the middle. And we had this positive intercept that it's actually an intercept of 40 meters with 1,026 grams per ton of silver. So this hit is confirming us that that's not a mineralization gap, it's a drilling gap. So in the future, we will be drilling more in there. And with that, we will probably be expanding the resource. And the other drill hole that we are disclosing, which is QVD 413, it's an up deep drill hole. This means that the mineralization, it's pointing up deep, and we drill a little bit above and we hit positively the mineralization. So it's telling us that there could be potential for the mineralization to continue up deep. So all these are very important news for us because are telling us that there is more to take from the resource, the existing resource. And we are also announcing that we are jumping into the exploration areas now. So on phase one, we discover some new targets, Atenea and Andrea. At this moment, the drill, it's in Atenea. We are drilling there. I'm actually in the airport because I'm going to Argentina. I want to see core coming out from these places. If you are listening to me and you don't know me, I am a geologist. We can't stand with that. We need to see rocks. And it's been too many days behind my suit and the desk, and I need to go to the field. I need to see the rocks. I need to be with the people. I need to go and talk to the community, to the government. I'm very, very well involved in every part of the operation as well. And I think that everybody should do, if you want to run a company as we feel that we are doing, you need to be all over the place and to understand every portion of the company. So that's why I'm here in the airport, just about to jump in my flight. So once again, thank you very much for taking the time, Ted and Peter, to make this interview.
No problem, Joaquin. We're very grateful for your time as well. And it's funny, it's very rare, isn't it, that you mentioned whole QVD 413. That's 400 grams per ton silver, and that's kind of like secondary to the other hole that you released today that you mentioned, the 40-meter intercept, which was grading 2,246 grams per ton at 15 meters. So it's crazy that you can have bonanza grade still as one of the secondary holes here. And I wanted to just talk to you as well about the kind of potential for expansion here. You mentioned to me that less than 3% of the property has seen modern exploration. Just talk to us about the size of the opportunity here, because this is something that's not just an Argentina silver, one of the biggest for Argentina. It's possibly one of the biggest in the Americas.
Yeah, well, so I put this in metaphoric terms. So this is something that I was telling to another person some minutes ago. So imagine that you have an apple tree, right? Or whatever fruit you like, but you have this tree, you go and pick that apple, you bite it, and it's super, super sweet. And you go, that's strange. And then you grab another apple, and the apple is also very sweet. Not as much as the previous one, but it's sweet. So now it's telling you that probably all the apples are very sweet. Some will be much more, some others not that much, but they will still very sweet compared to other trees. So this is it. When you have these kind of results in a project, when you have the surface sample that we disclosed previously, that surface sample reach the upper analytical detection limit of the laboratory, that means that there is no instrument to measure more. We hit 20,000 grams per ton of silver on a graph surface sample that it's disclosed on the previous technical news release. And this one, it's very close. It's 18,000 grams at 18,467 grams per ton of silver. So this is telling you how rich the system is. And it's very interesting because we know that the fluids came up with a lot of silver, and they created this deposit. But now we have plenty of questions. What if some of those fluids went to another place and nobody has discovered that yet? What if there are 2 or 3 branches of this thing in the area? So when you think about the 3% has been thoroughly drilled, well, we need to go out and we need to start exploring properly the Quevar. So resource expansion, that's what I mentioned before. It's drilling in the adjacency of the resource and on the gaps of the resource, trying to add more ounces in the future through a mineral resource update. But for that, we need to drill the resource, and that's our sweet part. We don't know if there are other sweet trees or other apples out there, so we need to just go and start drilling out there. We need to start exploring properly the treasury that we will have now, or that we already have in our hands. It's going to allow us to have a very nice summer season. With that, we will take this balanced approach. We will do resource expansion, and simultaneously we will be exploring outside, trying to find more of these things out there.
Well, you're certainly bearing fruit so far with the results that you've provided. So I love the fruit analogy. You know, Joaquin, we had an interview, I think, about over a year ago, where we talked more broadly about Argentina and Milei and the revolution that's occurring over there in terms of pro-business reforms and pro-mining reforms as well. Perhaps you could talk to us a bit about the sort of neighbours that you're in the vicinity of, such as Abra Silver, and the progress that they're making with the Rigi Act, and a bit more broadly about how Milei's new reforms maybe could affect you positively and Argenta's operations further down the line.
Well, let's answer this question with something very simple. 15 billion dollars is the investment under the large investment incentive plan from the government that it's coming into the country by hands of PHP and the Lundin family. That's the biggest investment ever in the history of Argentina. And it's happening because it's this incentive plan that you call the Rigi, though that's the name in Spanish. So because of the Rigi, that's happened. And that's enough to say that when you have this kind of incentives, when you have this amount of money flowing into the country, it's not coming for the agro, it's not coming for harbor or port, it's not coming for railroads, it's not coming for the oil industry, it's coming for mining. So it's telling you that the world is watching, that the world it's really interested on this. You mentioned Abra Silver. They are down south to us in a different geological situation, and they are doing great. So I think that we will see more things coming on. The regulation, removal of some controls, and so on. It's creating a great environment for companies to come into the country and to invest. And under this Rigi Act, companies have a better environment in tax load than Canada or some other places. So it's worth to look at it. We are not there yet, probably to sign into the Rigi terms, but in the future we might. However, it's affecting us in many ways. The imports and exports are open, and we are starting to receive more things. The industry is having this new blood coming in. In Argentina, it's performing really well among the Latin American countries. So that's also a plus.
Excellent to hear, and I hope to join you on the deposit at some point in the future, with myself being down here in Uruguay. Peter, that clears everything up for me. Joaquin, that was an excellent interview, and we're very much looking forward to continuing following the great work that you're doing.
Thank you very much. I will try to catch my plane, and I hope to send you some pictures from the project. It's been a pleasure, and thank you again very much for taking the time for me to tell you what's going on during this week. That it's probably one of the most important weeks that we are having. Our share price today was performing super well. I think that we were really close to 67 cents. I haven't checked in the last minutes because I'm going and coming from one place to the other here in the airport, but things are going really well with us.
Excellent.
I just want to wrap up. So for everyone, it sounds to me, first of all, Ted, thanks for these great questions and for closely following Argenta. Joaquin, sounds to me like it's right place, right time, and right commodity. So very exciting times, and sounding like we could see this thing go up multiples, not just the share price, but obviously the deposit as well, and some potentially tremendous growth ahead. Thanks for your time. We know you have to run. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to following you and your progress very closely.
Of course. Thank you very much, guys. See you soon.
Thanks, Joaquin. Bye-bye.